You know, I love that theme song more and more each week, Jeff. We're
That's
back.
great.
We're back. We're live on the Jedi Sports Network. It's Mr. Thomas hosting. I don't know what time you're watching this. It may be live 6 o'clock, but a little peek behind the window here. It's early bird. It's 11:21 a.m. on a Sunday, and I just watched this show, and I could not go another minute without talking about it.
That's right. You're coming to us on location in an undisclosed location in a different time zone.
I know I'm in Tampa right now, but tomorrow I'll be somewhere different. I ain't got time for that bullshit. So we're trying to work around my travel schedule. And we're here on a Sunday morning, live, 6:05 on a Monday evening, is what I meant to say. Jeff, how you feeling? How'd you like this show?
Actually, I like this show quite a bit. I mean, there's 2 good episodes in a row. There was some nitpicking last week, which I think was appropriate. Less this week. I'm happy.
I said last week when we were going off the air, just give it a chance, let it build up. Maybe they might prove after all it was all an inside job. And this week I kind of feel like we tied some things back up. And they reiterated some good wording. And we're going to go back to it. We're going to talk about it, but we're jumping ahead. Is there anything we need to tie up between last week and this week that we didn't talk about, or anything going on outside our sphere of wrestling that we need to touch base on?
Well, there's one thing I do want to tie up. I want to apologize to the audience who was expecting us to be on at Monday at 6:05 as opposed to Sunday morning at 11:21, including our producer Kevin, who has no idea that we were doing this right now, because when I was emailing him about it, I was actually emailing erroneously my guest at 1 o'clock for Garden of Thought, who was raring to go. Yeah, it's Alex Cojito, and we're going to be talking about whether we're in a parallel reality. But he also hosts a show called Rican Reactions. So I'm going to ask about like what's going on in Puerto Rico that we need to know about, real world stuff. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. Alex is good people, does the podcast for the unappreciated wrestling fans, and I'm always thankful to him because it's his crew who took over doing the Evolve podcast for Wrestling Super Friendos. So I don't have to do another podcast.
Responsibility for you, so you can do 2 more podcasts elsewhere. I'm sure.
I know it's like the Hydra. You cut off one podcast, and 2 more grow out of my head.
No, thank you.
That's right. Well, that's sort of in honor of the movie The Odyssey, even though the Hydra is from the Tasks of Hercules.
We can talk. We can talk Christopher Nolan movies in this episode. We might have a little impromptu top 5 now that we're talking about it, but we will circle back. It was a fun week for wrestling. I'm a little outside looking in, but I like this show. Let's talk about the show. I said a couple weeks back there was a commercial for FantasticaMania USA. You didn't believe me, and it was advertised, I think, a month or so ago as a USA themed Fusion or a FantasticaMania Fusion themed episode, which I wasn't sure what it meant, but here we are. And I liked it. The show was good. It was easy to watch. There was a lot of wrestling. I don't even remember. I didn't even look down to see the total time of the show because it doesn't
49 minutes.
I normally know that.
49 minutes and like 41 seconds, something like that.
It's getting shorter, but it's getting better. It's good wrestling.
Yeah. And the production quality was also better. Like the picture was beautiful. This was in Charleston. The arena looks really nice.
It's well done. If you're gonna call somewhere your hometown and your home base, and we're based out of, and we're gonna put over Charleston, and we're gonna get a Southern title based around the town that the owner now lives in, the arena better look good. Your home base better look good. And the town, Charleston. Anyone that's traveled, America's not the greatest place in the world, but Charleston it's a nice little town if you're into that. If you're into those little Southern hip vibes and old school enough.
I am
in a few ways.
I know. I remember when you, me, and April were all talking about like getting a place together there.
Where was I?
Drunk. Passed out on the couch as usual. Yeah, this is great. So we start off with sort of a history and a vignette of the history of this between the Skyscrapers and the Good Brothers. So that's going to be more or less the theme of the show, despite it being FantasticaMania, because this is sort of the little entranceway into FantasticaMania, where I guess the next couple weeks we're going to see more FantasticaMania play out in 1 hour episodes.
My note here is a tag title recap. Emphasis, and I think the only reason they replayed this, the emphasis of this little recap vignette was to mention the third skyscraper when Josh Bishop was just introduced last week as the third skyscraper. I mentioned that in my notes last week, that's what I heard, but it was re-emphasized here, and we're going to find out why.
Yes.
Yeah, they kind of put over Charleston, South Carolina before we got into this first match. The one thing they specified on the FantasticaMania USA, excuse me, cough button, pal, MLW and CML present
And New Japan.
Mania featuring New Japan Pro Wrestlers, not even New Japan Pro Wrestling. I think it was either New Japan Pro Wrestling or wrestlers from New Japan Pro. It was a very weird way of mentioning it without.
See, that's the insider knowledge to notice those things.
It's insane, dude. I don't get it. And politics are as old as time. I've been around.
I get it. Let me put forth a theory, and you tell me if this makes sense to you from your knowledge. That MLW and CML are sharing the cost of the production, and they're just bringing in wrestlers from New Japan, in exchange for promoting New Japan a little bit. Maybe that's what New Japan gets for a reduced referral fee or something. Does that make any sense? I'm
not sure. As far as MLW and CML splitting production costs, I'm not sure how that works. I'm sure there's an agreement there where I would guess that MLW pays for travel and whatever CMLL wrestler gets paid, whatever he gets paid, it probably gets paid through CMLL as opposed to, when you're talking about visas and, work stuff and things of that nature. And I'm sure that agreement might be more on the back end, how, I would send you an invoice for work and then you pay the workers type thing. That's how I envision that as a businessman. But yeah, I think
the double back end is that it actually goes to Tony Khan at AEW, who then passes it off to Ring of Honor so they can write everything off under Ring of Honor.
Someone's making
Ring
money.
Ring of Honor has a budget of $1 billion. AEW has a budget of $13.
Crazy. It's crazy how that works.
Yeah.
So yeah, I liked it. The other note I have in here before we get to the actual wrestling is Lizzie's back announcing, and she looks fantastic.
God bless Lizzie. Every god, all the gods. The 12.
It seems like we're going full time with her. So this is back-to-back shows. Chicago and then South Carolina after Atlanta, Atlanta, and then back in Charleston.
I'm all for going full time with you.
I was stumbling over my words there, but was this a middleweight title match? Was it announced as a title match? Or was
it was a middleweight title match. I'm not sure it was announced as such.
Okay. Assuming this was for the title. Take it away, Jeff. We're going to get to some announcements, some enunciation of these names, which was, made clear to me last week that I was struggling with a few of the luchador names.
I will try to help as much as I can. First, Don Gatto comes out and takes the throne with two new, I'm calling them Mescalitas.
They look good. In every town, they look good.
In every town, they look good. They were definitely different ones. So Don Gatto's got it going on. He's like sailors have girls in every port. Don Gatto has Mescalitas in every city. So it's great. So we have Templario facing Alan Angels, who's been around. So maybe he's signed or I don't know.
I have a note on this. We'll get to that.
Okay. Facing from New Japan, from the faction known as Unbound, the Bone Soldier, Taiji Ishimori, who I've seen before, and I like him. He's good, and he works well in this. And KUSHIDA, who's the middleweight champion. He's got his own KUSHIDA CONTRA banner, but nobody from CONTRA accompanied him out.
He didn't need the help this week. A few things I like to mention. The internet informed me that Joe Dombrowski re-signed, new multi-year contract with MLW. Good to know, because one of my notes here, he mentioned an interesting fact or two about each competitor during their very quick entrance.
Toupee also re-sign?
Who?
His toupee?
That's his real hair, man. Have some respect.
How could that possibly be somebody's real hair?
It's his real hair, man. He's blessed. Templario, the only man to pin Mystico in MLW. The only man. So when we're talking clean finishes, brother.
I saw that match.
In person, right? See?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
The other interesting fact was Alan Angels is from Georgia, which leads me to believe that you don't need to book a flight to get from Georgia to South Carolina, which is probably why we saw a lot of him. So if he was in Atlanta, I'm sure he could drive there from Georgia. He can drive, obviously, to South Carolina. They book him one flight to Chicago, and it's a good gig for him. You can use him on a cheap. That's the best way to use a local guy. You only got to pay one flight for this guy because he's based in the right region. I think you're going to see a lot out of the show.
Southwest fares, it's probably cheaper to fly.
It might be like Allegiant or something, or JetBlue. That's how I have to get to Charleston from Tampa, unfortunately. It's like I don't even think it's JetBlue. It's Breeze, where you got to walk on the tarmac like a criminal.
Like you're in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, like you're in the DR. You walk on thing, you got to walk up the steps.
Do they shake you down at Breeze like they do in the Dominican Republic? Where
no, it's actually TSA there.
Like, you see your passport, actually asking for a 10 spot?
TSA is like going like out of Walmart. It's the thing. You just walk in and some lady just sitting in the stool saying like yes or no. So, you just put your bag up.
Hot take: if they make you walk on the tarmac, you should be shaken down by local security for bribes. That's just the way I feel about it.
I mean, it's an easy way to travel. I have to take this flight in a couple of months to Iowa from Clearwater Airport. I know it's a long story, but I'll be there.
I have time.
Field of Dreams. The Phillies are actually playing the Twins at the Field of Dreams pop-up stadium in Des Moines, Iowa, or maybe whatever the other town in Iowa is.
Des Moines. Yes, that's great. Maybe Seth Rollins will be there and ruin everything.
I don't know, but I am going to also double down on the Iowa State Fair. So if you watch the MLW Files and you'll be at the Iowa State Fair, hit up your boy.
I insist on live vlogging from you at the Iowa State Fair. Oh my God, you with all those white people.
I'm considering hiring a camera guy. I would almost be like a streamer.
You should hire a camera guy. And
I'm sure there's someone who could work for cheap in Iowa.
Oh my goodness, this is
Cedar Falls.
All of the John Deere accoutrement, you're going to see all the MAGA hats. Oh my goodness.
I don't think it's not super MAGA. It's a little bit out there, but definitely like deep fried butter. I'm looking for some weird shit.
Oh yeah,
we'll see what happens. But we're getting off topic here. We got wrestling to talk about.
Oh right, yeah.
I don't have any fun facts. I will say, as a fashion expert, I do like KUSHIDA's new outfit. I know the first time we saw him, he was kind of just doing black pants and shoeless. He's got black boots to go now, and he has some ancient Japanese writing and some heel-looking signatures on his new black trunks, long tights, long karate pants. Karate pants, I think, is the best way to say it without being racist.
Well, that's okay. Martial arts is a big part of his game. Anyway,
dude, this was an awesome match.
This was an awesome match, and we probably shouldn't be blowing over it. This was, in honor of the 3-part Dark Side of the Ring, this was total nonstop action.
Yes. They, Alan Angels quickly through Taiji
Ishimori.
Taiji.
Bone Soldier. You can remember Bone Soldier.
Taiji, Bone Soldier. But it led to a lot of good 3-way spots. I love good 3-way spots.
I know.
Including one of them being a double armbar from KUSHIDA, which I really liked. His Back to the Future armbar.
That was great. The whole thing was great. It was booked great. Everyone looked great. There was a time where KUSHIDA, now a heel, tried to use the ropes to win. Templario actually threw his legs off the rope, so he couldn't use them as leverage.
This was a great sequence.
Yeah, and they argued, over the ropes, because Templario and KUSHIDA are really the MLW guys. So it was, mostly featuring them, and the other guys were running around them. There was a part where the camera angle showed Ishimori just sitting there doing nothing, waiting.
Well, sometimes you got to wait till it's your turn.
I'm just going to say, as the Bone Soldier, he's tactical and he was picking his spot while recovering.
Stay out of the way.
Stay out of the way.
Pick your point.
Anyway, they're arguing. Templario goes to kick KUSHIDA, but KUSHIDA ducked, and Angels took the blow. He took the kick. So face-on-face violence there, and KUSHIDA puts Angels into a hammerlock. He turns that hammerlock into a roll-up. So instead of the usual weak roll-up, it's a hammerlock roll-up for the win. And Filthy Tom was really happy about it.
As was I.
Well, as you like that too?
Small ass package for the win. I have it written down here. Small ass package for the win. It was an awesome roll up. It was a wrestling move. The wrestler won with a wrestling move.
Yes, and that little difference made a roll up so much more effective than a normal roll up. If WWE, if you're listening,
he's a technician.
I get it, but they also be okay. Filthy Tom Lawler for the third show in a row made the same joke about when trying to remove the mask that there are women and children and nobody needs to see that face. He's seen in the back. Stop using the same joke.
No, run it back. He's a heel. He's getting over on you. Everyone notices this, and you're talking about it. You're taking up valuable review time, a 17-minute opening banger, and your only feedback is Filthy Tom hates luchadors.
Well, he keeps calling them ugly. I mean,
so much Contra static in this match before and especially post-match. As I'm writing that, it led to some mass bullshit post-match, as I think you just mentioned. A 17-minute segment, hot soup. What a way to start.
Yeah, if you were doing the shots for the Contra hacks, you'd be dead, especially you who watches at double time speed. Luckily, you're gigantic. Yeah, Kushida attacked Templario after the match, actually took his mask, so stealing the gimmick of his stablemate Quan, who's the mask collector. Man, they're
both just dickheads. That's why they're friends. They got the same mentality, trying to rip their fucking hoods off these Mexican bros.
What a company man you are. The serpent somewhere is smiling. We are told.
Contra Joe's back. Spoiler alert. Joe Youssef.
Well, I think the spoiler's over because we next get the vignette with just a silhouette with TV fuzz.
It's blatantly obvious who it is. Yes. Running the same promos from 5 years ago.
Exactly.
The person who recruited me to Contra, ironically, than the person who fired me from MLW. The same person, he's back. So Contra's going in a new, different direction.
What was his recruiting tactic? Let's hear about the recruiting pitch for
I can't expose all that, brother. Money talks. I mean, listen, I'm buyable. It's no more complicated than hey, brother, you want to make a payday and fuck these dudes up? This
is a mercenary show. Does anyone know how much the Sports Jedi paid for this?
Listen. So the payday was good. That's all I have to say. And then, time ran out and I found that black kid somewhere. Made him world champ. Who would have thought?
All right.
3 years ago this week.
This is sweet. So this was nice timing. He actually says the silhouetted man with a healthy beard says he's been gone 5 years. This is a holy war. He's here to dismember MLW, not take it over. It's not an invasion. It's a crusade. And the silhouette is pretty clearly one Joseph Samuel, who, by the way, we broke the news from actually Mads Krugger broke the news almost a year ago on the progenitor to the show, the Gospel of Thomas, saying Joseph Samuel is back.
Correct.
Then we see your good friend, your best friend, your best friend that's not me, walking around through Charleston.
Kojima is a tourist. Mm-hmm. This is my next note here. What a lovely town, Charleston. Well shot. You can definitely see the production value in this one. This was obviously done by someone with a very nice camera. This is awesome. I like this. A little, too much wrestling, but Kojima the Tourist is fucking a show I would watch. He should just be going out to the bakery buying bread. I feel like they missed that. There's so many bakeries and coffee shops in Charleston. Him buying a loaf of bread from a French baguette place is the money is right there. But him in the park, he took a selfie with assuming a New York Knicks fan in Charleston. And I don't remember what the last segment was, but it was just him just on vacation. It's a summer
almost
day.
Doing the Rocky pose in front of what I guess is Town Hall. I'm not even really sure.
I'm not sure about the town, but
he was shopping in an indoor mall, which I'm pretty sure I've been to, and he was trying on fedoras and making
I would just love to see him stumble upon a weird bachelorette party, just Kojima's on, and
it's whatever happened. Never been to America, never been in a mall before, which is a little silly, but it was wrestle crap and it was cute. It was cute. Kojima's
it was
cute.
The best of all. It was well shot. The production was great, but it was also weird wrestling vignette.
It was a little weird, but I guess it reintroduced us to Kojima. It establishes that he's absolutely a face and we're supposed to like him, and he's adorable.
Former two-time world champ, MLW world champ.
The greatest MLW champion of all time, according to MLW.
I'd love to see that poll. Who took that poll?
I don't know. Not Jacob Fatu. Actually, Jacob Fatu probably would vote for Kojima.
Me, no. MLW, I would say Jacob Fatu, but
I would say Jacob Fatu also. Though if Hammerstone was in front of me, I'd say him.
also that. Graveyard. We got to go into this segment. Shotzi, terrible. This segment's terrible. Go ahead.
Okay.
Speak your mind, and we'll get back to me.
Well, I mean, okay, I'm going to build up to by saying before that, we find a total candid where cameraman finds Kross walking into what I guess is MLW's new headquarters.
That's way later.
I took them in order, I think. Anyway, Kross answers Kojima's challenge, which we didn't both miss last week on TV. It didn't air on TV. An unknown botch from last week, but okay, we forgive it. Anyway,
I have my note in here as big hair Kross accepts Kojima's challenge.
Yes. I called him shampoo commercial Kross.
I'm Joe Dombrowski. I call you out right now. Why was it mentioned that Kojima, potentially becoming the first and only 3-time world champion?
Yeah, why not? Anyway, it was shampoo commercial Kross. His hair was glorious. Anyway, he's going into the office to sign the contract. So, Shotzi's graveyard. Okay, I love Shotzi. I loved her dress. I loved the plunging neckline. I love her cleavage. I loved everything about it. She comes out. She's a little campy. She's always been that way. She that's her. I'm not sure the problem was her. She just wasn't the solution. She calls out her guest, Scarlett, and then they're using a lot of adjectives. And Scarlett comes out, and Scarlett all of a sudden can't act worth shit. And she can't.
Hold on. Why you say that? And why does this have to be an act job? Why couldn't these two just have a normal, like they would, just talking about what's coming up next week?
Don't know. I don't know. You have an absolute point. And Shotzi's like, well, Scarlett's like, respectfully, Shotzi, I love what you're doing. I think you're the best wrestler here, but I'd like to challenge you for your MLW title. And Shotzi's like, I don't just give out title shots here. You have to earn it. And Scarlett's like, I have been earning it. I've been racking up wins here and all over the world.
Maybe all over the world. She did last week beat the Mexican girl with the mask, correct?
Yeah, Shira.
I thought that would have gave her number one contendership. Apparently not, because
that was Shotzi who beat
as if this segment wasn't attractive enough. Magically, out of nowhere, Lady Frost appeared, and we now have a contender who's got the flattest stomach. This is a 3-way dance. All 3 of these women are in phenomenal shape. Yes. Lady Frost looks like a badass, dude. I know she was in street clothes, but in comparison to these other 2 frail looking women who are standing next to them, because they're kind of more on the twig side of life, Lady Frost looked like she beat the shit out of both these chicks and do whatever the fuck she wants.
She has a gymnastics background, so of course she's got that gymnast body and those gymnast muscles.
Her shoulders.
She's a little bit shorter, but my only issue with Lady Frost is that she didn't come in her white hooded robe that's been in the vignettes. Yeah. This
is the introduction of her in person on camera, correct?
Right, yes.
That's my disconnect on it, where I would have loved to see her. Obviously, there wasn't time, and actually, there probably was time. We could have added a 7-minute segment for a squash match for her to come on first or second, which I honestly could have replaced this segment. And this segment could have been a backstage thing. But my only note here is Graveyard was terrible. Fucking kill me. A little peek behind the curtain. If you go back and watch this, it'll make sense. This was clearly shot before the show with no audience. You can tell by the cutaways, and you can just tell by the way the dialogue is, because this would have died a sad, sad death in front of a live audience. So which is crazy because I understand post-production costs money and you have to pay someone to do work. But there could be more cutaways and more better cutaways and more favorable cutaways, because it appeared that they just tried to do this in one take or one segment. And if this was the best cut, dog, I hate to see what didn't make it. But if they tried to splice in the crowd reactions into this live, they could have easily just had them just keep yapping and then splice the best stuff together. It just seemed like this was one take only split by edits of the crowd when you could have did 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 takes and then cut together everybody else's part that was actually presentable.
The other thing I would have liked for Lady Frost to have done, other than being in her full regalia of the white robe, is actually have the bloody heart in her hand. I think that would have added a lot to it.
So I guess the conclusion of this, Shotzi is also the booker because it appears that these two girls are going to wrestle now, Lady Frost and Scarlett, for the #1 contendership. Is that what was your takeaway? Or did you take away that this was a threesome or a three-way? Excuse me, that this was a three-way with the three gals?
Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be a triple threat. And, you know, if I was Scarlett, I wouldn't necessarily be so happy about that because she's undefeated in MLW and this newcomer just comes in.
It does lower her odds.
If she's on the hunt, let her hunt a little bit. I mean, she's probably there to eat the pin also, but in any event.
Well, her odds go from 50% chance of winning that title to 33%. I'd be pissed too.
I don't know. I learned math from Scott Steiner, so I don't know how that works.
I think it's how it works.
Okay, well, you know. And then Shotzi says, goodbye, creeps. And despite this being a poorly acted segment, I am definitely a creep because I like the flat stomachs. I like the plunging neckline. I like the cleavage. Scarlett was not showing any
why no one is
that
going to
was another
argue
objection
or
I had
say
to
that
it.
this was the shits. Like, no one's going to, because it doesn't matter. I just,
Okay,
I don't like the way it was.
Go
I don't like the way it was presented. I don't like the way it was presented. That's all. And she was also talking in this like ASMR voice, which is what caught my attention at first. I was like, is she fucking whispering into the mic? Like, what's up with the sound here? And then I immediately realized that this was not shot live, that this was pre-tape.
I think they needed to do this, and in the future they should do this in front of a live audience. So I guess wrestlers act more naturally in front of a crowd than not.
And the point that I'm trying to make is the CONTRA mercs, when they do their NWO skits in the back, they do those cuts kind of quick. More of that on this. And they could have maybe had done something like that in a backstage setting to make it not look so. But I understand wanting to.
Here's the thing. I mean, and this is something that maybe you don't know that I know, but Shotzi, Scarlett, along with Harley Cameron and sometimes Priscilla, Kelly, Gigi Dolan, they would do videos. They would do like horror themed videos. So they have a lot of experience doing these things and cutting these things themselves. And it was pretty high production. And anything with Harley Cameron is A+. Still don't watch AEW, but if I was to, she'd be a reason for it. In any event, you're right. This could have been done better. Folks, if you're listening, meaning MLW, let them film it like Shotzi used to film her own thing, or do it in front of a live audience so the wrestlers act like wrestlers instead of sort of talking like robots.
You could have done it. Anyway, let's not harp on this anymore. I'm tired of burying everybody. We got an all-series recap with Diego Hill that summed that up. I feel like this went somewhere.
It did. I mean,
and I didn't. Was there another segment that came immediately after this that type notes for?
Yeah, I mean, this was good. It was a recap that needed to connect dots that had sort of been lost in the shuffle a little bit, but it led directly to Diego looking, you know, disgruntled.
As he should.
Right.
Much like you. You share the same disgust and like, how's he keep getting fucked over? That was your sentiment. That was your biggest takeaway of this, is like, how's he keep getting fucked on? And his frustration showed just like yours. You were frustrated for him because he was getting the shit out of the stick. And I love that they came back because I thought that was the end. It seemed like he was written off and LeBron was the new replacement, or whoever was the new replacement. Alan Angels seemed to be like he was moving in that slot. But I'm glad we have more Diego Hill, and I'm glad that this is going somewhere. Did this blend into him running into Kojima?
No, Mystico strolls down the
Mystico.
Yeah, the best wrestler in the world comes down. My only complaint about this show is that all the CML guys brought their CML titles with them, so it was very confusing who's got a title and what's it for.
They all got titles. I noticed the same thing about this.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit like AEW, but anyway.
And also Diego Hill, fluent Spanish. As Jeff, we know you're a friend of the Mamacitas. Is his Spanish better than your Spanish?
Oh my God, yes, 100% better.
When he said something and I saw the subtitles and I looked up and I was shook.
Well, his name's Diego, which is a Spanish name. I mean, that doesn't mean you speak Spanish, but you know,
you never know. So I understand. But this is awesome. I love this for Diego, and it all makes sense now. Him going to Mexico, I didn't realize he was fluent in Spanish, and now being mentored by the best wrestler in the world?
Yeah, I don't even know who's mentored, but like he's like, what went wrong? Am I not good enough? And
he's
Mystico
getting advice from Mystico. Mystico took time out of his day to walk down a dark hallway, down the stairs, and run into Diego and gave a fuck, which is more than you've ever seen Mystico do with anyone else. He ain't the kind of guy to just walk up to you and start chatting.
It would have been hysterical if Mystico was just walking down the stairs at the wrong time and said, "Hey, can you scoot over a little bit? My title strap is going to hit your head." But yeah, Mystico said something or other is translated, but basically said, "You're going to get your chance at Arena Mexico." So yeah, so Diego Hill against Austin Aries seems like it's going to be set for Arena Mexico for that MLW open weight champion, or what's he call it now? The national open, or he just makes it the world open weight champion. That's what Austin Aries does it now, because he's going to defend it all over the world, and Mexico counts.
It does. It is not America. 100%.
It is not America. That is great. So I'm excited about that, and then I'm excited about the next thing where we see Lissy Almeida.
She's introducing SoFlo Manny Brown.
Who is SoFly Manny Low? Who is this?
SoFly or is it SoFlo?
It's SoFly Manny Low.
I got this all. I wrote Manny Brown. SoFlo. I saw SoFly. Okay, SoFly Manny Brown. What?
No, Manny Low. This is not Monty Brown. You keep wanting to make a Monty Brown.
SoFlo Manny, right?
SoFly, like he's SoFly, like
okay,
Superfly. He's so. Oh, look, there's someone in the chat. This is great. Hi guys. Yes, likes, subscribe, share. Definitely join the Discord. Do all of the things. Subscribe. On all of your media platforms to Sports Jedi Media Network on YouTube and Sports Jedi Network on YouTube, because that's the original channel that is 97% back. And also the podcast. If you want to listen to audio, there's all the shows drop as audio podcasts as well, if that's your preference. They give us breaking news after SoFly Manny Low's entrance.
Yeah, who done it? Who done it? We have the Southern Champ is dead backstage, down and out, badly broken. Who done it?
What do you think happened?
Fucking maybe Beast Man was pissed.
You think
maybe Andre the Giant, the little
Andrew
giant.
Andrew
the Giant. Maybe he was pissed about taking that roll up and losing that belt. It's as close as he's ever come. I don't know, man.
So I think he was throwing his 7-foot frame around.
Maybe the mercenary.
Maybe
a little upset. Maybe took matters into his own hands.
Maybe another CONTRA Merc.
Nah, not in another title division. But yeah, who done it?
They're here to dismember every part of it. They're here to destroy it piece by piece. The Southern Crown Championship is one of the pieces. It's the newest piece.
Trevor Lee is down. So
Trevor Lee's down. Man down.
Out came LeBron. Black on black crime is my only.
Black on black crime. Refed by half Dominican David Sanderson.
Do you think these two rode together? Bring a friend for us to beat up for your squash match?
Yes.
I'm just putting my management hat on, where it's just like, listen, brother, we got to pay for you to get here. He's driving from North Carolina, so we're not flying you. And is anybody up there you could bring to do this fucking 3 minutes of bullshit? Yeah. SoFly Manny.
Yeah.
Manny.
I mean, he's obviously a regional talent, and yeah, so yes. I'm going to go with yes. I'm going to say absolutely you are correct.
This was fine.
This was fine. Actually, this was better than fine. It was better than the match with Okamura. It was more appropriate. It's a guy that we don't really know, but he comes out. He's got a look. And they commentary said that the lariat has been passed from Stan the Lariat Hansen to Kojima to LeBron Kuzone, which is a little odd because Kojima's still active, but they did say that.
Stan Hansen would die if he found out that some black dude now has ownership to the lariat.
Now that's really peeking behind the curtain. Maybe Stan Hansen, like Constantine the Great in his dying days, saw the light and found Jesus.
People have been stabbed in Puerto Rico locker rooms for way less than stealing a fucking clothesline. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Well, this is true, and Dutch Mantel bravely walked away from it.
We went from the highest of highs. We're going higher right now. Teddy Long is back next week, brother. We're building the television next week. Teddy Long is back. I don't know what he has up his sleeve. I hope it's a LeBron and SoFly tag team title match, brother.
Maybe. Listen, well, SoFly was a heel because at some point he used Sanderson.
No, but what if they jumped him in and now they're friends because they're in respect?
Okay.
Black power, black excellence.
Well, SoFly got a little bit of offense in on Kuzone, but Kuzone took it easily and put him into a backbreaker and actually hit a damn good lariat this time, which looked like a finisher, and it was the finisher.
Well, it's easier to put the hurting on a young, fresh talent who might be friends than a 60-year-old man who you don't want to break in half. Have some respect. So you can kind of lay it in and make your. That's why I said last week. I understand. I agree with your assessment of last week's match, and I just wish it was someone who could have just ate shit a little more. But like Akamura is not the dude you want to lariat as hard as the fuck you want.
Well, that's bad. That's bad booking then. But I accept that you agree with me this week, because last week you were company manning it again.
Yes. No, I'm a company man until you prove me otherwise, as you did this week. So we're all on the same page now.
I'll take my small
CONTRA MERCS versus Skyscrapers.
Can I just say one thing?
I have something to say first because it's more important and more precedent.
Probably is.
I told you so. But go ahead. You can fucking start and say whatever you want following those words.
Kojima was wearing, in the spirit of a Bullet Club shirt, a Bread Club shirt. And I think that's fantastic.
I saw that at the very last minute because my brain is like whitewashed. Hang on one sec. And it just, I was like, is that a Bullet Club shirt? And then I saw the back and I saw what it said and it blew my mind. I was just shocked that they would even let most of that go across on the television. But if it's his shirt, it is.
Well, also in association with New Japan Pro Wrestling, featuring the. Remember, New Japan owns that trademark.
Remember, MLW also had a Hot Topic deal, much like New Japan does with those Bullet Club shirts,
and maybe like somebody else might in the future. Anyway, the one thing I would say, listen, they eat bread together. I very much doubt that LeBron Kuzone eats white bread.
Why?
Empty carbs.
That's not true. Listen, when you're that size, it don't matter. You eat, I love that. I love, you just eat a sandwich. A turkey sandwich is better than, whatever salad BS that you want. There's more protein. You're better off.
But white bread? You don't have multigrain or wheat?
It don't matter. It really don't matter. When it gets down to the basis of it, when you're getting into the whole bread, wheat bread, rye bread, as tiny as these macros are, unless you're going for something so specific, like dialed in on stage, 2% body fat, there's no need to risk a shitty tasting sandwich for multi-grain bread.
Okay. Who needs shreddy when we've got you?
CONTRA MERCS versus Skyscrapers, for real. Corbin's back, brother. I knew something was
Corbin?
up. Baron Corbin.
Who's Baron Corbin? You mean Bishop Dyer?
Bishop Dyer, brother, is back. 2 bishops, 1 cup.
Bad news for you. Title. They don't need Thomas Bishop. Yeah.
He's a 4 skyscraper, brother. Again, going back to the opening package, I like how we're tying things together. It was very emphasized in the opening tag title recap that there was a 3rd skyscraper announced last week, and it was Josh Bishop. And I said this last week. I'm not sure why they said the 3rd skyscraper, but I'm okay with a freebird rule. And that's kind of what I was, got into last week a little bit. I thought that's where they were going, but it didn't make sense because certain people were going back to television. But guess what? They knew it. They worked you all fell into it. I'm not sure if we can justify this as making a mistake a couple weeks ago. I think that was just a production error regardless. But it seemed like MLW did know that Corbin was going back and was given plenty of time to either work around it enough to make it a storyline on television, because the Instagram post yesterday said, after debuting elsewhere or returning elsewhere, Bishop Dyer is back. And
I agree. And last week I was wondering if it was just dumb luck, and it wasn't. This was planned. So Well done. This is exactly what I want to see. Continuity and unexpected content. No one expected to see Bishop Dyer on MLW television again, broadcasting again.
And again, if you would have read the spoilers as an inside wrestling fan, if you're that locked in on MLW that you can't wait a month or 2 or 3 to get a Fusion television, and you read 2 months back that there was a trios match, you wouldn't have even thought that it mattered at that time. You probably forgot about it at this point. I know I would have. Right. I would have. Even if I was there in person, I would be like, oh yeah, a triple threat match. But I wouldn't think that in continuity of television, this match was going to air after this dude was on SmackDown twice.
And there were 2 little things that I really loved. That Dijak comes out holding both the belts. He's not letting Josh Bishop, hold or wear a belt yet. And that was right. And then when Dyer Corbin came out, he's wearing a bandana covering 2/3 of his face. So for a few moments, you might be thinking, did they find a fake Baron Corbin? Like, is this like fake Diesel?
Yeah.
But no, but it wasn't. So again, chef's kiss, tip of hat, whatever it is. Well done. Actually, more than well done. Beautifully, perfect, excellent. You were right. I was wrong.
Love to hear it. Clip it. All right. Corbin's back. I was right. Everyone was worked. It's my first line of my notes here. Simple trios match. I expected this match to be awesome. It was exactly what I thought it was. Your simple, basic, big guy, 6-man trios match. Heat on Machine Gun because he's the smallest one out of the 6 massive men in the ring. Just because he's 6'4" instead of 6'7", he takes the heat. Any comments up to that point?
I mean, I like the segment where I'm going to call him Josh because there's 2 bishops. Sure. Josh can't hurt Krule, or Mads Krugger. So I think that was good. But even though he can't hurt him, he's still not backing down, which I think made Josh look good. It devolved into everyone brawling. But at some point, the faces cleared the ring, but Josh weathered the storm. And he got the better of Carl Anderson, and then the heels start isolating Carl Anderson, which I think was really good. And in that moment, in that interregnum, we see Big Damo coming to the ringside and beating up Krule. Krule fights back, and they brawl to the back of the ring. And has CONTRA found another mercenary?
Possibly. I have it here. Heat on Machine Gun, Spinebuster for the double down. He always gets that Spinebuster in, dude. Let's not forget that Carl Anderson existed in New Japan when New Japan was at its best. And this motherfucker hasn't put on a New Japan performance since he's left New Japan, but it's still inside of him. And he busts it out every once in a while. He's so good at wrestling. This double down was awesome. And in my notes here, Big Damo randomly attacks Krule. Has Big Damo been on television? Was he in the Battle Riot?
No, he wasn't in the Battle Riot.
Did he announce this sign? He was announced as sign at some point.
Yes, but I don't think he was on TV yet. He was not in Battle Riot.
Because he's been at home dealing with
Progress
once you go back to your home country.
Yeah, he bought him and his wife Nikki Kross, whatever her real name is. They bought Progress Wrestling, recently. And yeah, Big Damo came in. I mean, I think he's with CONTRA because he attacked Krule and only Krule. I mean,
he could be a Lone Ranger, but then this could connect to Big Joe coming back.
I don't think there's any Lone Rangers. And this tied to, remember last week we were wondering why the Good Brothers fighting CONTRA while going after the titles. Side quests have consequences, and side quests in this case had consequences. Yes, they lost. They lost because it was now 3-on-2, and the numbers count. Dijak not only uses put his feet on the ropes for leverage in the pinfall, but Josh Bishop holds the feet for extra leverage on that.
I love good cheating.
Yep, good cheating. And once again, the Good Brothers lost to the Skyscrapers, and they always lose, and they still think they should be in the title hunt. No, this should be it. Done. You're out of here.
No, but like they get fucked because it's fuckery. My last word of my notes here is fuckery. But Damo attacks Krule, it leads yada yada yada. Bullshit leads to a mixed magic killer, which gets cut off, and we get another roll up for the win. I think this one might have been a little schoolboy, but I'm okay with this finish because they took the third guy. You took your big heater out of the match. Tone, I don't know why that wasn't a disqualification. Violence first, MLW. And then it led to fuckery. So they have a reason to say that they were fucked over. So they deserve another real shot.
Well, the ref was clearly Joe Dombrowski Jr. with his hair. But I think in fairness, when it's 3-on-3, the ref has to have a little discretion and expect there to be a bunch of brawling.
Another 400-pound human coming out of the back and squashing my partner, that's blatant bullshit.
He never. Recon reactions, don't worry. You still have close to an hour. Don't worry. I think, okay, so peeking the curtain back, I think this studio was actually set up for Garden of Thought at 1, so I think I effed everything up. Kevin, you have every right to replay this at 6:05 Monday and pretend that it's live. Or we're on the MLW schedule. We tape things way in advance and pretend it's live. So that's what we're
It'll
going
all
to
work out, I promise. It's not that.
Yeah. But if you have to create new studios for me and Alex later, I'm sorry. But, Thomas is a star and he had a schedule and
it's not even that. I was just so hyped to talk about this good wrestling show. And now that it's over, I'm so hyped to be done talking about this good wrestling show.
That's the best of all reasons.
Another roll up for the win. I don't quite remember what's scheduled for next week, but Teddy Long.
Teddy Long, I know that we're going to get Kojima against Kross in 2 weeks. We're going to get the triple threat. I don't know if that's next week or in 2 weeks. I really don't know what's next week either. I guess we'll find out what happened to Trevor Lee.
Goes on. They usually announce maybe something the first 1 or 2 nights, especially Mondays. We always mention that during Raw. So we'll see as the days come up, and I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, I don't really care what's next week. We got 2. Nothing's perfect, but nothing's perfect in wrestling. We got 2 episodes of good TV in under 50 minutes after maybe one of the worst episodes I've ever seen. But the recovery, it's not how many times you fall down, it's how you get up. And they've gotten up.
We're back. We're so back.
We're so back. We're so back. We're both company men, even though I have a VIP pass from exactly one show.
You just told on yourself. Now you got it. Now you're gonna be checking credentials at the next door. All right, everyone, follow us. Jeff, shout your stuff out. I'm at Mocha Traps. We'll be back next Monday, 6:05 Eastern Standard Time. I will be watching next week's Fusion from the airplane somewhere on the way home. Hopefully, I remember to take notes on my red eye back from Hollywood.
Are you filming something in Hollywood? Are you
your business? Maybe man, come on, let me live.
Vinny tells me. I have a lot of Hollywood friends. Niccolo Piccolo right now is actually reviewing my television show pitch, which you were part of.
I'm going to be the host.
You might be, or at least an associate
I'm
producer.
Not going to host this show. I will be in one of my 3 custom suits, hosting a shitty wrestling glove show where the people who win lose.
Shitty, an excellent wrestling love show.
Let me rephrase it. Excellent love show with shitty wrestlers is really what I meant to say, because entertainment is only at its best value when you're not good at your job. So
amendment accepted. The shittier, the more fun. Anyway, my shit, you can follow me on the X at dose_evil. You can find me reviewing LFG with the legendary Lufisto on the Wrestling Soup Network. You can often find me on the Wrestling Soup and Friendos Network as well, which is, while they're related, they're 2 separate feeds. Garden of the Thoughts right here on the Sports Jedi Network with the MLW Files, with the Out of Character podcast, with the NXT review show. They're also on the audio. But if you want Garden of Thought to be isolated, you can subscribe to Garden of Thought on all your major podcast platforms and on YouTube at Garden of Thought Pod. And I think that's it for now. For those of you who are watching live, I have Alex Coquito at 1 o'clock or 1:05 for Garden of Thought. We mentioned that earlier. And yeah, all is well. Stay able, my friend.
Night-night.